Joe Lomako works for Underwriter Laboratories. Joe, tell us a little bit about UL's Consumer Technology Division.
UL's Consumer Technology Division is a part of UL which specialises in helping manufacturers of consumer products such as wireless routers, mobile phones and such like get their products to market on time, every time. By that we help manufacturers go through the regulatory testing, which is the legal requirements of the country in which they want to market their product, as well as certification requirements, which is the requirements of the technology that they are employing in their product. Typical domains are FCC for North America and CE for Europe. We help manufacturers get their products to market globally through our global market access team, who are experts in understanding the regulatory requirements for nearly every country in the world. So we can help these manufacturers get their products to market on time, every time and in budget.
Well, Joe, UL's Maxim is known for supporting successful product launches. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that means?
Our main objective is to help our customers get their products to market as efficiently as possible. And through our extensive experience of many different types of products, test scenarios and target markets, we can understand what problems that they are likely to encounter, and by understanding those we can predict them and mitigate them so that every eventuality is covered before it actually happens.
And would I be right in thinking that the sooner you're involved in the process, the better?
Absolutely. Yes, we like to speak to our customers as early as possible, regardless of what stage of development they're in, even if it's just at the concept stage or an idea. Maybe even funding hasn't been assured. Maybe they haven't even embarked on any designs, but they need to understand what regulatory and certification requirements will apply to their products so that they can understand which markets they can go into.
And I guess if they didn't have this advice from you guys, they could go ahead and make mistakes that could be costly for them in terms of both time and money.
Yes, that's right. For instance, take our Global Market Access service. We like to speak to our customers as early as possible if they have any intention of taking their products globally, as various different countries around the world have quite different lead times for getting those products into those domains. Some countries can be maybe 2 weeks, and some countries can be up to 9 months for the same products.
Joe, I imagine that a lot of the products that you're looking at these days are intended for the Internet of Things or M2M market. What are the pitfalls that manufacturers are facing as they bring products to those markets?
It's fully understanding what they need to do to get that product into a particular market, depending on which technology they're using. There are regulatory requirements, which is the legal requirements of the domain they're going in, and the certification requirements for the technology that they're using. And these are quite different. Sometimes the mistake is made where they believe that they are one and the same, but they have different requirements and different costings associated with them. Take, for example, the certification requirements. Which technology is used in that M2M product dramatically changes the certification requirements and costs. For example, a cellular device which may have to undergo PTCRB certification, depending on the bands that are employed, such as 2G, 3G, 4G, dramatically changes the costings involved.
So Joe, what role does UL and its test and certification services play in supporting the Internet of Things?
Well, firstly, we make sure that the customer's product is tested correctly for the domain in which they wish to market their product. Examples include testing to the correct standards for the technology being employed, making sure that the product is actually exercised correctly using the appropriate test equipment. Take, for instance, a cellular M2M product. It's important that that product is exercised appropriately and correctly using state-of-the-art test equipment which can simulate the base station or the network which it's going to be deployed on. Simply connecting an antenna to the public network is not sufficient. So potentially manufacturers of M2M products could in some circumstances be actually under-testing their products, and that could leave them at a greater risk of placing non-compliant products on the market. So it's very important that they speak to professionals who understand what they're doing.
So what advice would you give to somebody that's developing an IoT product today and has it in their mind that they don't need to think about certification straight away?
No, we encourage people that are thinking about producing an IoT product to think about certification and regulatory requirements as early as possible. We understand that budgeting when developing an M2M product is very important, but we encourage manufacturers to speak to us at a very early stage so they can fully understand what the cost implications are, regardless of which technology that they are looking to employ. Because if it's a Bluetooth or Zigbee product, the certification requirements are completely different from, say, a cellular product. We know that certification requirements can change through the development phase of an M2M product. This could be at the choice of technology that they're using or the country that they wish to deploy their products. So we encourage people that are developing an M2M product to talk to us early so they can get a full understanding of what they need to do and roughly how much it would cost.